Hello everyone, it's Sunday, April 28th. This is Liam McMahon with the Weekend Moving Average video. As has been the habit most weeks lately, because I do the moving average video on Friday where I run through all the different pairs and how they look going into the weekend, I tend to focus on one particular pair here on the Weekend Moving Average video and give you a more in-depth look at what I'm looking at for the weeks to come. Today's pair is Euro Aussie. It's especially appropriate that we're covering a Euro pair with the ECB rate decision on Thursday. This may be one of the few weeks where something is going to upstage non-farm payrolls. We have NFPs on Friday, but with the rapidly increasing expectations of a rate cut out of the ECB on Thursday, the reaction out of the ECB may trump that out of NFPs the next day. So a very interesting week ahead. The beginning of the week should actually be fairly dull, but it's definitely going to go out with a bang. So we're going to take a look at Euro Aussie. Some good. It's sitting at a very important area. There are setups for bulls or bears, so whichever you find yourself or whichever setup you see, there are some good stuff there. There is some good stuff there for you. So please take a moment to pause the recording, read the risk disclaimer, which is now on your screen, and then we will get started. Alright, so here we have the daily chart of Euro Aussie. It's a very interesting chart. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can get the full impression. So we have here, we do have some conflicting trends, I suppose. We have this bottom here at 116 up to the top at 131. You can see we tested this 618 very well. I mean, almost to the pip before heading higher. We actually tested it twice, put in a little mini bottom above the 618, and then headed way higher. So we have this nice uptrend here that's still holding, but we do have this very solid move lower that started the beginning of February. February 1st, actually, the very beginning of February. We peaked here right just shy of 132, and we dove right down to these 122 lows at 618. We've headed higher since there, but we're encountering some significant Fibonacci resistance here now on the daily chart after this decline. We didn't quite hold that 50%, but when you look at it, it's clear the pair sort of rolled over right around that 50%. It's held pretty well. The top of this daily cloud has also held very well. We haven't even tested the 618 yet. That sits just above 128. And we have completed what looks like 3 waves higher. I'm not a huge Elliott wave guy. This is obviously the moving average video, not the Elliott wave video, but it does, to me, fairly clear 3 waves higher. Could be a 3-wave correction. We may be looking to roll over lower, but moving averages may have something to say about that. These 3 moving averages right here are the 50, 100, and 200-day EMAs. They are very significant on all pairs, if not at all times. There are 3 moving averages you want to pay attention to, and certainly this strong impulsive candle we have on the 15th of April that took us straight through all 3 of them, closed above them, have held above them, retested them a little bit here, have started to move higher. That's really your bullish setup here. It's a little bit of a combination of the fact that we held the 618, so we should be looking for new highs, and the fact that these 3 moving averages are now providing just rock solid support for Euro Aussie to the upside. Of course, like I said, the bearish picture, daily cloud, major 50% fib, major 6.8% fib. What that translates to is that we may see some consolidation here to start the week. We may move a little bit sideways between this 126 major support, 127, 127.30, 127.60 area is our major resistance. We may chop a little bit to the side here. Sets up a nice flag-like pattern for a potential move higher if the ECB, I suppose it would actually be disappoints and keeps rates on hold. We could see the pair very quickly and very aggressively move back up towards this 132 figure. On the other hand, should they follow through with what everyone expects to be the impending rate cut, we could see the pair drop below this moving average support and begin to continue this most recent downtrend, clearing the lows around 122 and heading back down towards these 116 lows. So a very important week here for Euro Aussie. And it's definitely a week in which I would like to be watching shorter term charts to see if I can get into a position ahead of the ECB, get my stops to break even, and hope for some news driven follow through. This is one of those shorter term patterns. We do have what looks like an ugly head and shoulders pattern here on the 4-hour chart. Left shoulder, obviously. Right shoulder, or the head, makes up this spike to the top of that daily cloud, and the right shoulder is still sort of under development. So it's definitely not a clean pattern, but there is the potential there. For those of you who want to try to front run a right shoulder, 127 to 127.30 is that resistance area. For those of you who are more conservative and safer in your trading, the neckline comes in right around 126.20. A break below that area puts us right into some significant moving average support. But that would activate the pattern. You could sort of play that from there. So this is a very big day, a very big week for Euro Aussie. It's definitely a pair you want to keep on your watch list. I expect the Euro pairs to all trade as Euro pairs. What I mean by that is that what the Euro does, Euro pairs will do across the board. The Euro will be the driving influence this week ahead of that ECB rate decision. So what the Australian dollar does will have less of an impact on Euro Aussie than what the Euro does. So keep your eye on Euro dollar, Euro yen for potential clues as to what Euro Aussie may be doing. All right, I hope that's helpful. As always, if you have questions, I am at Duke0777 on Twitter, or you can head on over to globalfxclub.com and find me in the chat room there. Be happy to answer your questions and have talk with you there. So I hope everyone has a terrific trading week. We're about 10 minutes shy of the open as I finish recording this. So good luck, keep your stops tight, and look out for the end of the week. It should be a doozy. Talk to you guys soon.